Hello, everyone. This is Nadeem Naik, and you know that every Friday after Juma prayers, I go and stand outside the Indian consulate here in Houston, Texas, which is on Scott Street. And I was there today earlier, but I could not record from there because my battery died down on me. I didn't realize that it was not fully charged. So I was there, I would say about good half an hour or so. And I had my signs up on my car as well as I was holding up. And about 10 15 minutes later, while I was still there in the front of Indian consulate here in Houston, a car pulled out of the driveway of the consulate in reverse, and then it went around where I was facing the consulate, and it drives very slowly passed by me, then turned around and parked right where I was standing. The distance would be about, say, about a little bit more than an arm distance. And I kind of was kind of surprised that and this car was driven by a person. This was with a consulate plate, Indian consulate plate. It was a black Jaguar, and the license plate on this particular one was CDL 0312. And while I was there, they were kind of we did not talk with each other. I had no business talking with them. And they were just there to kind of, I would say, to provoke me. It was more of a provocation, and maybe that I may start a dialogue or something, and then they will, whatever. But I mean, I did not initiate anything. They did not initiate anything. And we stood there right in front of me. It was kind of blocking my view across the street from me. I wish I had this, my battery was not down, and I would have recorded there, like as I always do on Fridays. And so I decided that once I come home, my battery is charged up. I'm going to record this for public to know that this what transpired today at in front of the Indian consulate. As I promised, I will be there. I was there. And then about 10 minutes later, after this guy has pulled right in front of me and would not move, he had his windows rolled up. He pulled out a little book like thing and he scribbled something. He did not look much towards me, but he just stood with his car with his hazard lights on, and people were going back, the cars were going by. In fact, a guy came out of the consulate and looked like that he might have gone there for visa something, because he took off, and I thought he has left, but then he came back and he was filming it. So that means he was witness to what I was experiencing at that time. I don't know that gentleman, so I would not know. But for the history books, this was also recorded by someone else. Now, there are cameras out there. I'm sure this will validate to whatever I'm saying. Then, as I said, while this car was in front of me, I had my two things, placards holding up. One said that I'll stay calm until Kashmir is free, and the other one was with a victory sign that Kashmir will be free. And then later, a black SUV, Nissan Armada, and I have the license plate of that as well, which was CDL 0287. They are both consulate cars, Indian consulate cars. And then this guy, what he did, he then pulled it behind my car, leaving it a very short distance from each other. And but he stood there while this guy was parked right in front of me. And so I just stood there, and the cars which were passing by, I would redirect my sign towards the passing cars. And then there was a lady who was looked like a Muslim woman. She was clad like the boras. She came out of a car in a back seat. It was quite a distance for me, and she pulled out a cradle with a baby inside, and she has now she was, I would say, a good a block and a half from me. But and I saw her walking across the. She was parked on my side of the road, which is across from the Indian consulate, towards the park, which has the tennis courts and the park in the back. And she crossed in which I would say a block or so across from me, and then she tried to go inside the consulate, which is, if you look at my previous recordings here, you will see there is a garage like thing, and the people go from there from a side door. She went in there, and nobody, the doors were locked, so she could not go in. And I saw her standing there. She stood there for a while talking on the phone herself, and I had no reason to chat with her. She was across the street from me, though. And this went on for a little while. She stood there. Then a couple of guys came downstairs. They came. They had a sign pointing. They have a staircase going up. If you noticed in the previous the videos I make on the Indian consulate. So he came, and there was an arrow pointing. He jumped over that, which was kind of a restricting sign that do not climb up these stairs, go to the side door or something. So the one young man came by, and another came by. They did not speak with me. They exchanged their cell phones and for whatever. Then this particular car, the Jaguar, the black Jaguar with the license plate number CDL0312, it moved out of the way and turned around, parked on the other side, and this black Armada with the license plate CDL0287 pulled out and came almost so close that I thought he was going to run over my feet. It was that close. And the gentleman there with the blinkers on, there were other cars passing by. Earlier, before this started happening, there was, one of those water supply companies which delivers bottles or something. So this guy came, and he tried to go in there. He was parked on my side across the street from Indian consulate, goes in there, and could not open the door. Then I see him. He comes back calling somebody on the phone, and then the truck took off. After when this Armada guy who pulled so close to me, at the same time a FedEx truck came up, and it was right there, but it was closer on the side the side of the consulate. So and he is definitely a witness to this, what was going on. We had no chat with any. I had no chat with anyone. They did not try to chat with me, but it was kind of an as I said earlier, a provocation or a confrontation, or a kind of, it was like a stare me down situation, or trying to calm me down, that I may get nervous and I may act or react or whatever. And I just kept my cool. In fact, since the Ramada was a little bit high, so I raised the placard in my both hands higher, so that he could see what I had, which he has already seen what I had. But it was like, this is what I'm here for. And then since it was that close, and there was some other traffic going from both sides of the street, so I moved away from this Armada, but in front of my car, but a little bit further up, so that the others' car who are passing by, especially coming from the behind this Armada, would see me, that I'm standing there with the placards. I saw a young Indian gentleman. He was, I guess, coming from wherever. He had his phone, his earpiece on, and he just walked by, calmly. But he didn't even bother to look what was going on. And so this, as I said, this lasted about at least good 15-20 minutes. And then, because I had, my presence was good enough, and I wish I had this thing going on. It would have been one for the history books, how they tried to harass me. But I'm not deterred. I'm determined, and I'm going to be there, and will continue to do so. So I just wanted to give my impression on this here, that what happened today, that I was there and I was unable, because of my own battery died on my. I do record this on my phone, so I was helpless, and I had no charger in the car, and I could not do it. I had some spare batteries I did not take with. I was not expecting, because my phone usually lasts many, many hours. So just wanted to update. Don't want to go too much in other things here. Hopefully I will go back. Not hopefully, determined as I'm always. I'll be next Friday after Jummah prayers. So join me there. This is Nadeem Naik signing off for now. Just wanted to update with this everything. Take good care of yourself. Love you all. And Kashmir is going to be free. And it is going to happen in our lifetime. I know so. I pray to the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Cheers.